Forget the idea that English fluency is a finish line you cross overnight through some magical shortcut. Instead, imagine you are constructing a majestic skyscraper in the middle of a busy city. You don't start with the penthouse, you start by driving deep, unbreakable pillars into the earth. However, many learners feel the stinging frustration of studying for years, yet remaining completely paralyzed when a native speaker asks a simple question. This silent struggle ends here at English for You, where we don't just teach words, we transform your entire communication identity. Every single day you spend practicing, even for just 15 minutes, is like laying a high-quality brick. In the world of language acquisition, consistency acts as the cement that holds everything together. Many learners fail because they try to cram 1,000 bricks in one weekend, only to watch their structure collapse under the weight of mental exhaustion. The secret isn't intensity. It's the unbreakable rhythm of your habits. If you prioritize the frequency of your contact with the language over the volume of content, you create a structural integrity that no lapse in motivation can destroy. Treat your learning process as a long-term architectural project. Stop obsessing over how fast you can finish and start focusing on how solid your foundation is today. A tower built brick by brick with patience and precision is the only one that will eventually touch the clouds of native-like fluency. To elevate your skills and unlock a better version of yourself, subscribe to English for You right now, and let's build your future together. There is a common myth that being fluent means speaking at the breakneck speed of a Formula One car. In reality, true fluency is about the clarity of the signal, not the velocity of the noise. Think of communication as a bridge between two minds. If you race across that bridge so fast that your words become blurred, the connection fails instantly. A master communicator knows how to command the tempo. They use deliberate pauses and clear articulation to ensure their message lands with maximum impact. For instance, consider a world-class TED speaker. They don't rush through their ideas. They speak slowly, allowing every syllable to carry weight, making the audience hang on every word. Speaking slowly and confidently is far more magnetic than rushing through sentences and losing your listener in a chaotic web of stumbles. When you prioritize accuracy and rhythm over raw speed, you project an aura of authority and calm intelligence. Your goal shouldn't be to sound like a fast-forwarded recording, but to be a storyteller who leads the listener through a meaningful journey. Mastering the cadence of English, the highs, the lows, and the silences, is what makes you sound truly sophisticated and professional. Remember, the most influential speakers in the world are rarely the fastest. They are the ones whose words carry enough weight to be understood the first time they are spoken. By embracing this steady tempo, you ensure that your English is not just heard, but deeply felt and remembered by everyone you encounter. To become a natural speaker, you must first become a professional, active listener. Think of your ears as the primary gateway to your subconscious mind. Instead of just studying English like a chore, you need to immerse yourself in an acoustic world where the language lives and breathes. Whether it's an insightful podcast during your commute or soulful music in the evening, let the sounds wash over you until the patterns feel familiar. This is what we call passive absorption. But there's a catch. Many people are paralyzed by that burning sensation of embarrassment when they make a mistake. They fear looking stupid or being judged by others in a room full of people. We need to reframe this immediately. In science, A failed experiment isn't a defeat, it's valuable feedback data for the next success. Every time you mispronounce a word or confuse a tense, you are actually fine-tuning your internal GPS. Mistakes are the friction required to sharpen your skills. If you never stumble, you aren't walking far enough toward your goals. Treat every error as a diagnostic tool that reveals exactly where you need to adjust your focus. When you stop viewing mistakes as psychological barriers and start seeing them as necessary stepping stones, your fear vanishes. You become an explorer of the language, navigating through the fog of uncertainty with the compass of curiosity. What is one English mistake that used to haunt you? Tell us your story in the comments below. Let's turn those embarrassing moments into our shared strength. I remember when I first started learning, the biggest bottleneck was the exhausting translation loop. We hear a sentence, translate it into our native tongue, formulate a reply, and translate it back. This process is mentally draining and incredibly slow. To achieve high-level fluency, you and I must perform a neural restructuring, building a direct highway between our thoughts and the English language. Imagine your brain as a series of high-speed fiber optic cables. Currently, your English cable is under construction, so you keep diverting traffic back to your native language detour. We need to close that detour forever. For example, next time you see a cup of coffee, don't let your brain think the Vietnamese word for it. Instead, visualize the steaming liquid and immediately link it to the English word, coffee. Start by labeling your environment in English, or narrating your day silently to yourself. When we read materials at our current level, we shouldn't look for dry definitions. We should look for natural sentence patterns. You want to absorb the way words cluster together naturally, rather than memorizing isolated grammar rules that feel like math equations. By bypassing the translation center of your brain, you allow your reflexes to take over. This shift creates a seamless flow where ideas manifest directly into English words. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, you think about every movement, but eventually, your body just knows what to do. Once you establish this direct neural connection, you'll find yourself speaking with a spontaneity that feels like second nature. In the journey of self-improvement, what you can't measure, you can't manage effectively. This is where technology becomes your most honest and uncompromising mirror. Recording yourself might feel uncomfortable at first. Most of us cringe at the sound of our own voices, but it is an essential diagnostic tool for growth. When you play back a recording, you aren't just listening to words, you are analyzing your tone, your rhythm, and your pronunciation. It allows you to see the gaps between how you think you sound and how you actually sound to others. However, language is not meant to be a solo performance. It thrives on social resonance. You need to form a learning alliance, a group of like-minded individuals who share your vision. When you practice with others, you move from the theoretical world of textbooks into the dynamic world of real-time interaction. This social pressure forces your brain to adapt and react faster than it ever would in a quiet, lonely room. To deepen this practice, I highly recommend watching our video titled Stop Thinking, Start Speaking on this channel. That video provides a perfect companion exercise to help you break through the silence and start using English naturally. By combining the cold precision of self-reflection with the warm energy of social interaction, you create a powerful feedback loop. This loop accelerates your progress exponentially and builds lasting confidence. You learn to project your unique personality through the language, making every conversation a living, breathing exercise in deep human connection. Why do some learners start with a sprint only to collapse halfway through their journey? It is often because they lack a lighthouse, a strategic destination that transforms mundane study into a high-stakes mission. To master English, you must cultivate the mindset of a digital explorer, searching for hidden signals. Every unfamiliar word you encounter is not a hurdle, it is a vital piece of a larger treasure map. However, curiosity alone is a flickering flame. You need a North Star to keep your internal fire burning bright. Perhaps your lighthouse is an upcoming promotion that requires global negotiation skills to reach the next level. Or maybe it is a dream journey across the rugged landscapes of Iceland, where English is your only bridge. When you have a concrete, high-value goal, your brain stops seeing grammar as a chore and sees it as survival. This strategic curiosity ensures every hour spent is a deliberate step toward a more capable version of yourself. Do not just learn for the sake of learning. Learn because a vast world is waiting for your unique voice. When the why is powerful enough, the how becomes an exciting path of discovery rather than a path of resistance. What if I told you that Netflix could be your most effective classroom if you stop being a passive viewer? The secret lies in transitioning to premium entertainment by using the shadowing technique to mirror the emotional frequency of native speakers. When you mimic a character's sarcasm or intensity, you are downloading the cultural DNA of the language into your subconscious. This is deliberate repetition in its most enjoyable form, matching your tone and facial expressions to the actor's energy. You learn how words feel when spoken with joy or hesitation, moving far beyond dry definitions in a dusty dictionary. It is about the rhythm of human connection, embedding patterns that allow you to recall complex phrases effortlessly during real-life stress. Treat your favorite movies as a laboratory for social interaction, rather than a simple escape from reality. By the time you finish a series, you will have gained a repertoire of natural expressions no textbook could provide. But let me ask you this. How many thousands of hours have you spent watching content without ever truly hearing the soul of the language? Is it possible that you have been consuming entertainment for years while your speaking skills remained frozen in the same spot? Stop just studying English. Start living it through the stories that move you and the emotions that define us all. The most common roadblock to fluency is the vocabulary wall. That frustrating moment when the exact word simply vanishes. Professional communicators do not freeze in silence. They master circumlocution, the linguistic art of navigating around a missing word using simpler terms. If you forget the word astronomer, describe a scientist who explores the stars. It is about being agile rather than perfect. This flexibility is the hallmark of a sophisticated mind that refuses to let a lack of vocabulary dictate the conversation's flow. To fuel this agility, you must lead with your passions, discussing topics that truly fire up your internal engine. Whether it is sustainable fashion or complex technology, your brain prioritizes the message over the paralyzing fear of making mistakes. The adrenaline of sharing your enthusiasm acts as a natural lubricant for your speech, silencing the loud inner critic in your head. In these moments of high-energy communication, your brain makes faster neural connections than it ever could in a quiet classroom. You will find yourself using English with a level of intensity and precision you did not know you actually possessed. Do not wait for a perfect vocabulary to start speaking. Use the energy of your interests to bypass your limitations. Communication is about the impact you make on the listener, not just the accuracy of the grammar you use. If you can move someone with your passion, the specific words you choose become secondary to the profound connection built. Fluency is a mental game, and to stay the course, you need internal discipline to show up when excitement fades away. I want to pause here and ask, how many of you have started a New Year's resolution only to quit by February? Let me know in the comments below if you have ever felt that burnout wall. I read every single one of your stories. A powerful ritual is practicing in front of a mirror to observe your body language and facial expressions as you speak. This synchronizes your physical presence with your verbal output, building a grounded sense of confidence that your audience can truly feel. However, discipline must be balanced with psychological equilibrium, because your brain is not a machine designed for constant grinding. It requires periods of stillness to integrate new information. Without rest, you hit a plateau of rapidly diminishing returns. Think of your progress like a tide. There are times for intense flow and times for quiet, necessary ebb. Please, share your own tips for staying disciplined in the comments. Let's build a community of learners who support each other's growth. True mastery belongs to those who understand that rest is a vital component of the training cycle, not an escape. By maintaining this equilibrium, you avoid the trap of exhaustion and ensure your English skills grow steadily and sustainably over time. Consistency, fueled by a healthy psyche, is what separates the lifelong speaker from the student who gives up too soon. In this final stage, English moves beyond textbook pages and into the very fabric of your daily reality and social identity. True fluency is multicultural integration, becoming a linguistic detective who notices English on product labels and in global branding. Language is everywhere if you look, but to truly connect, you must master the silent language of body language and context. Communication is only 7% verbal. The rest is found in your posture, eye contact, and understanding of unspoken social norms. Someone with perfect grammar but no cultural empathy will always remain an outsider, unable to build deep, authentic human trust. By learning the gestures and hidden rules of English-speaking cultures, you transform from a struggling student into a global citizen. But ask yourself, how much longer are you willing to stay on the sidelines, watching others seize global opportunities you deserve? How many more years will you let fear of speaking hold your career and your dreams hostage in a small box? If you are tired of being the person who understands everything but says nothing, it is time to take a stand. Stop letting your potential waste away, and join our mission to redefine what it means to be truly fluent. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, so you never miss a step on this life-changing path. Do not let this be another video you just watch and forget. Commit to your future and join our community today. Let's stop dreaming about fluency and start living it together. Your journey to a global voice starts with one click.